Hi there. Today I want to talk about one of my favourite utility knives, and it's the BÖker Military Defender, which was designed against an in-house design competition by their US branch by the late Terry Trahan. And Terry was a member of our forum, very knowledgeable about not only knives but all aspects of close combat, and he's a sad loss to the community. But he very kindly sent me the knife as soon as it was produced, and I evaluated it at the time, and I've been quite a supporter of the knife ever since. We'll just go over some of the features of the knife. The knife has several interesting features, including numerous opening methods. So you have these two prominent horns here, which are used to open the knife. You also have this stud, which is ambidextrous, which can open the knife, and then you have this cutout here, which acts very similar to the thumb hole opener to open the knife. And the advantage of the horns is that you can open the knife even while wearing gloves. The clip is ambidextrous, and it can be mounted on either end, so it gives you 4 mounting options. And you have this section of abrasive material here on both sides. Well, there's 4 sections altogether, both sides of the knife, which aid the grip. Now, in some descriptions, this is described as rubber tape, rubber grip tape, but I don't think it's rubber. It's certainly not rubber on my version of the model, and it's very well adhered to the knife, and it does improve the grip. They BÖker call it the reptile grip. The clip is very strong also, so it grips the pocket very, very well. And as you can see, it's this mottled grey black effect, urban camouflage. I don't like it, but the knife comes with it. And then the finish on the handle is aluminium, and the finish on it is a very nice smooth, almost like a plastic or a polymer finish to it, warm to the touch, and I would imagine it's highly corrosive resistant. And then finally here you have a very small hole where you could attach something to the knife, a lanyard or something similar, if you need to. I will mention also that the horns act, when the knife is open, they act as a guard, a double guard. And if you're doing any heavy cutting tasks, it prevents the hand from slipping onto the blade. Again, it's a utility knife, and this is a good feature. A feature of the knife is when it's clipped in the pocket, the horns act rather like the wave opening device. The knife opens instantly. As I mentioned, the horns are a very convenient way of opening the knife. You can open the knife using gloves or just flick it open using the horn. Very, very convenient. Works very, very well. So in my initial evaluation of the knife, I quickly came to the conclusion that it would be an ideal knife for the soldier or indeed for the police officer. I've heard of many cases where knives have been lost in the rough and tumble, and the loss of an expensive knife can be quite a blow. And in military or police service, the chance of losing a knife working at night in rough terrain and so on, or fighting people, crawling, jumping down, crossing obstacles, the knife can be lost. A lot of people, I remember speaking to one chap in South African police, and he had all his bits of equipment were secured with paracord, because he said the chance, he was a dog handler, and he said the chance of losing stuff was quite high. So the working police officer or soldier will find many uses for a folding knife, probably more uses than for a fighting knife, and so it's a very useful piece of kit. And this particular knife fulfills that function very well. I've gone over the features, but I was amazed to find that at the time it was retailing for less than $20, and in fact some retailers were discounting it even more than that, and even importing it from the United States into the UK, it was a very good price. And so I've been recommending it for a while. It's not widely available. I'll put a link to the last place you could get it, but probably second-hand models are available. It is by no means a cheap knife. There are a lot of cheap knives out there that don't really work. The locks fail. They are poorly made. The blades are made of inferior steel. This knife is not like that. It's an inexpensive knife rather than a cheap knife, but it's a well-made knife as well. And I don't hesitate to recommend it to any people in the front line who need such a tool.